Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about how J.J. Abrams actually helped with the directing of The Last Jedi. At least somebody's responsible for what happened. We'll learn all about it in this article. Surprise, J.J. Abrams was actually involved with Star Wars The Last Jedi. So let's read this article and see how we screwed up. Detractors of Star Wars The Last Jedi have a myriad of complaints they cite up against the film. Among them is the belief that J.J. Abrams set up a bunch of plot threads in Star Wars The Force Awakens that Rian Johnson abandoned and didn't deliver on. For some, it could seem like there was no synergy between the two directors. That's not entirely the case, though, because, surprise, J.J. Abrams was actually involved with Star Wars The Last Jedi. In advance of the release of his new murder mystery film, Knives Out, which has been getting great reactions. I kind of have my doubts about that. The British Film Institute hosted a screen talk with Rian Johnson where he spoke about his career, including the making of his highly divisive entry in the Skywalker Saga sequel trilogy. According to a fan on Twitter, the director revealed that he, in fact, had many long discussions with J.J. Abrams about The Last Jedi. So J.J. Abrams was actually involved with Episode 8 in as so far as he talked with Rian Johnson about it prior to the film's production. By the sound of it, these weren't quick bits of small talk where the two directors just trade pleasantries as a matter of professional courtesy. Based on what Rian Johnson said, these were lengthy discussions about The Last Jedi. This runs contrary to the belief based on the creative direction of the trilogy's middle chapter that J.J. Abrams had nothing to do with The Last Jedi, or that Rian Johnson didn't care what J.J. thought. Back when Star Wars The Last Jedi was first released, Rian Johnson mentioned that he pitched the film's story to J.J. Abrams, and Abrams gave his notes on said story. J.J. Abrams was involved to a degree and did give his input on The Last Jedi, but that doesn't mean that he would have made the exact same film as Rian Johnson did, although he has said that he isn't trying to repair the saga or remedy perceived problems caused by The Last Jedi. With Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, J.J. Abrams recently admitted that if he had been the one to direct Episode 8, he would have done things differently. What specifically, we don't know, although the two directors had deep conversations about the second chapter in the sequel trilogy. That doesn't mean that they totally agreed on every point, or that J.J. Abrams was a fan of everything Rian Johnson did. Ultimately, it was Rian Johnson's film, and at his BFI talk, Johnson also said that he wanted to make a movie that stood on its own and succeeded in its own merits, while also taking the trilogy into account. That just sounds like bull to me. Real bull from Rian Johnson. The comments section can debate whether Rian Johnson succeeded in that goal or not. While it's nice to hear that J.J. Abrams was involved somewhat, I think a strong case can be made that those deep discussions Abrams and Johnson had should have come before Star Wars The Force Awakens even got made. If Lucasfilm had formed a brain trust between the directors of the sequel trilogy, including intended Episode 9 director Colin Trevorrow at the beginning to hash out the arc of all three films, things might have went a bit smoother. It seems that some stuff was planned from the beginning, but we'll probably never know for sure to what degree. It seems somewhat unclear what will happen with Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy at this point, but presumably he could map out an entire story ahead of time if those films moved forward. In the meantime, J.J. Abrams is back in the director's chair to close the Skywalker saga out with Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker in theaters December 20th. And I have to say, I hope it fails. I'm just not so sure I can believe they're actually so buddy-buddy. If they were so buddy-buddy, they should have had a deep discussion and planned this all out ahead of time before The Force Awakens, like the article said. I can't believe they basically were just flinging their own, poop at the wall to see what sticks. You can't really do that with Star Wars. You have to plan it out and make a cohesive story before you release a Star Wars movie, because Star Wars is essentially just a story. It's basically the classic story of the hero's journey. That story that's been told for generations, only with, slightly different interpretations. But no, they can't get that right. And that's why I hope The Rise of Skywalker fails because these guys can't tell a simple story. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you're not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics, They're Bad For You. Then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And could you please share this video, share it on Twitter and share it on Facebook, share it anywhere you think it would do the most good, because YouTube is not going around promoting their YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now, keep your ears clean and listen close because I'm going to plug for my independent comic book again. Keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.